Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our new formatted Coach's Corner West. This week, we are at Bucyrus High School, and we are going to be talking to the Bucyrus wrestling team, the cheerleaders, and the Bucyrus boys basketball team. And before we get started, we want to mention our sponsors who keep the show going for us. Adam Weisner and Associates at Advanced Fiber Technology, Coach Tim Plumley at Mohegan Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation, Matt Studer at Spitzer Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Kia in Mansfield, Rob Lust at Edgefield Animal Clinic in Marion, Matt Ramsey, John Ziegler, Drew Young, Frank Heinlein and Associates at Bucyrus Blades, and Roger Brown at Winks Lock and Safe. So we have with us, first of all, Coach Shane Kokensparger and several of his wrestlers. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, and you were telling us before, you kind of like this new format, at least the concept.
I do. It keeps us closer to home. Kids aren't out traveling the roads, especially in December when the roads get snowy, icy. So
yes,
keeps them right here, and we may miss a couple minutes of practice, but we'll just make that up tomorrow.
Yeah, you're not getting out of it. Coach is gonna get his time in. So, Coach, tell us a little bit about the Bucyrus wrestling program, and it's kind of on the upward swing.
It is. When I took over the program, I think they had 7 kids. Maybe 5 were coming back. Right now, we're at 21 boys. We're missing 0 weight classes. We have everything filled. We have multiple kids at different weight classes. We have 8 seniors. Which will definitely hurt us after next year. We missed the league championship by 13 points. We came in second last year, missing 2 weight classes. So we're looking for big things. Some of these guys at the table right here, we're looking for top 2 placement. Some of them have aspirations of even being in Columbus. So they know that I'm going to coach them hard. And then when they get off the mat, we're going to love them just as hard. But while they're wrestling, it's going to be nose to the grind, and it's going to be tough. They want big things. They want to be champions. They have to train like champions, and that's my goal.
You have to outwork those other opponents.
Yes, right? We're N10. We just lost Buckeye Central's wrestling. They just dropped it. Mm-hmm. We found that out last week. But the N10's nothing to shake your head out.
Oh, no.
Seneca East is going to be tough with the nice core group of freshmen and the Park boys. Mohawk, they're defending champs. They're the best until you beat them. Cary will have a full squad this year. We're pretty close to a full squad. We will fill every weight class at the N10. We're got some loose ends to fill up and some fine tuning. But we did take this week off where most teams go ahead and wrestle this week. We want kids to be healthy when we get down the weight the right way. We don't want to be cutting just water weight. So we're going to open up December 10th here at the Bucyrus Invitational.
Okay, that's always a big meet.
It is. We have 18 teams. Coming in, we have Dalton Barker, who is a returning champion, who will be returning. Piper is no longer. Yes.
I was going to say you lost a lot to graduation, especially with Bryant Piper, obviously.
So respect Bryant, respect his talents and everything he did, but I believe that we are going to be we're going to be a solid team this year without him. Mm-hmm. He has been in the room a couple times to help out, but I do believe our ability and our coachability is definitely going to take us a lot farther than we did as a team last year.
And for the folks that are watching and may not know, the difference between being able to fill all the weight classes and not, how huge that is for the program.
Well, last year we weren't able to fill heavyweight because of injury. We did not have a 106-pounder last year. This year we were hoping Grady Weber was going to be, he's a freshman, going to be able to make 106. He only has 4.5% body fat. He's not able to make 106. We will fill it with either Kaylee Carr or Harper Boggs, 2 girls who are on our girls wrestling team who will also fill 106 come dual meets. We're not going to put them in too many tournaments that are above their head, but for dual meets, we'll put them in to help the team out.
Sure. So that goes a long way, as you were saying, toward the league.
Yes.
For tournaments, that's not going to help the league anyway. So,
right.
For your league mates.
Yes. We don't know how our league tournament's going to be run this year. A couple coaches have been in discussion about what we'd like to do with Buckeye dropping out. Mm-hmm. Because there's only 5 teams. So do we run it a pool style? Do we run it a dual meet? Do we run a straight bracket? So we've been throwing out ideas. I know the ADs are going to get together here in the upcoming month or so and they'll iron it out from the administration standpoint. But I did talk with Mr. McKeever today. I want my thoughts and my goals and, what I would like to see happen. I believe he will convey those to his AD, to the ADs at the meeting. But I do believe Matt has the best interest of Bucyrus athletics and what's going to do best for our school.
Yeah, and you got the plus of Matt being a wrestling guy
Yeah,
himself.
absolutely. He was a 3-time qualifier. He was the last 3-time qualifier for Bucyrus, I believe. I think Noah Blankenship was maybe only a 2-time. Noah was a 2-time. Matt was a 3-time qualifier. So, yeah, some good, nice, strong tradition, a wrestling tradition in that admin office.
Absolutely, and Matt played football, and he was been a football coach, so he's supportive of all the athletic, athletic support.
But I tell you what, though, we couldn't do it right now without some of our big sponsors who have helped us tremendously. Kennedy Lane Salon, she's definitely helped us out. RFS Tackle, Mohican Sports Medicine has helped us. We are traveling this year a lot. We're going to go on a couple overnight trips, and those companies definite assets for us to be able to fund these trips.
Sure.
They believe in us, and we believe in them.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, we want to take a little break here, and before we go to the guys and get their thoughts, to remind you that we're brought to you in part by Lee Plymel at the Plymel Insurance Group, Bucyrus and Gallion, Hannah Newton at Wendy's, Bucyrus and Upper Sandusky, North Central State College, Mansfield, and the Crawford Success Center, Bucyrus, Tabitha Smith and Associates at Waycraft Industries, Rod Steiger and Associates at Pizza Hut, Bucyrus and Gallion, the provider for the Coach's Corner West show, and the Burkhart family at Burkhart Farm Sales, your Case IH dealer on the Manette New Winchester Road. And by the way, the guys are sitting there saying, yeah, what about that pizza? It'll get delivered. We aren't at Pizza Hut, but you will. We
do not need pizza.
I was going to say, you guys are getting weight, so
two of these guys are getting ready to go wrestle. They don't need pizza.
So, Coach, let us know who you got with us tonight.
Right here I have, to my right, I have returning BIT champion, second place in the N10, third place the sectional district qualifier, Dalton Barker. He'll be wrestling 126 for us. He also won the ADA tournament, and he had 110 takedowns, which is third in school history last year. To the right, I got Mason Gebhardt. Mason started wrestling with us last year around January. He did win 25 matches for us. First tournament he ever went in, he took second place. He placed in every tournament, including sectionals, as wrestling for 6 weeks. We're looking for big things from Mason this year. He's very aggressive, just real big things. Sawyer, Mason will be wrestling 132, 138. Sawyer is going to be the big dropper of the year. He will be eventually down to 120 pounds. This weekend he will wrestle 132. Sawyer is also a district qualifier for us. One thing I'll say about Sawyer is the man never gives up. Never, ever. Last year at the sectional go or go home match, the blood round we call it, this kid probably, and Sawyer knows it, if they wrestle 10 times, this kid's going to beat Sawyer 9 times. Sawyer wrestled one heck of a match and pulled out a 7-3 victory and stamped his ticket in the districts. So Sawyer was a captain last year, and we haven't named our captains this year yet, but I think he's got a good shot. And then at the far end is Dylan Lenker. Dylan's first-year wrestler for us. Dylan's going to wrestle 190, and he's hoping to drop to 175. Dylan came to me during football season and said, I think I'm going to wrestle, and I said, I welcome it. And Dylan's aggressive. He wants to learn the aspects of the sport. Definitely going to help us, 100%. He's going to go out the first weekend. He's probably going to take some lumps. He's going to take some lumps by kids who understand what's going on a little bit more. But physically, he can compete with anybody on the mat. It's just he's not going to have the technique and the mat savvy yet. But we're going to look for big things come N10 time. Hoping top 2 placement for him, which would definitely help us catapult to the league championship.
Okay, good deal. I recognize a couple of these guys, Dylan, Mason, former basketball players.
Yes. Well, Yes. Yes.
They popped over and
They
became
did.
wrestlers. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a story behind Mason, but we're not going to go there.
We don't.
We're gonna leave Mason's story.
We don't have to do all the trade secrets.
No,
right?
no. We'll leave that one out.
So for the guys that were basketball players first, how different is it being a wrestler now from being a basketball player, other than you don't have a ball?
Like with basketball, like I never really realized. I always kind of thought that wrestling was just kind of like the side sport, like basketball. Everyone just cheers on basketball. But like now that I am a wrestler and like practice every day, it's 10 times more commitment, 10 times harder, 10 times more like hard on your body. It's just overall like a harder sport, and I like a hard push in a sport. So I've loved it so far. I wish I've done it my whole life.
Yeah, basketball, it's the glamour sport because it's the money sport, right? It draws the crowds, but it doesn't diminish the other sports necessarily.
So we do have multiple home events this year. We do have our Bucyrus. We have a middle school tournament for the first time ever here on Christmas break. Where I think we got Matt and I were talking about adding some more teams because everyone wants to get in. We're a great location to host it. So we do have our in-school match. We'll pull on plenty of kids and plenty of supporters just to come watch Bucyrus wrestling.
Good for you guys. And Mason, what do you think about basketball? You've been with wrestling longer now than Dylan, but
I mean, I guess my quote-unquote basketball career throughout high school was kind of like really on and off. And I guess coming into wrestling last year, I had the same feelings as Dylan. I wish I would have done it my whole life because I think I've always had the more aggressive side to me, and I think overall it was a sport that fit my body and fit my drive a lot better than basketball. I like it.
I think it's always, when you're kind of on the outside looking in, it's different than when you get there, when you arrive and now you're in there.
I have the utmost respect for anyone that's been wrestling their entire life, as now I'm doing it, and it's one of the most mentally and physically draining sports that I've ever done, actually.
Yeah. No doubt. Well, congratulations. And you guys, give me your weight classes again. Dylan, you're 190, right? And Sawyer?
Like 32 right now.
Okay, 132.
38.
126.
126, okay. And Dalton, I've got a little inside with him. His grandpa used to be my boss.
That's what he told me.
Tech.
That's what he told me.
So I kind of followed his career from afar all the way up, especially when you were playing football. He kept shaking his head and he says, he's so spindly and small. He goes, I don't know how he's going to play football. He says, but he is tough. He told me that when you were like in the 5th grade. He said, he is tough. He says, but I don't see how he does it. And
Dalton's state ranked though.
Dalton
is state ranked right now. We're looking for big things.
Yeah, and all you guys are football players, correct? Am I correct in that?
Yes, sir.
You guys all played football, and they kind of go.
They do
go hand in hand.
The balance, the coordination, the discipline. A lot of things with wrestling and football go hand in hand.
Weight room.
In wrestling we do try to hit the weights 4 days a week. At the beginning, right now we're in about 3 days. Today's normally a weight room day. We just didn't quite get to it because radio show and these guys have the All-Star Classic tonight that some we're going to go wrestle a couple matches.
Oh, okay. So kind of like a preseason.
It is
sort of.
We do our All-Star in the beginning, kind of like the Daytona 500. Always runs their most important race in the beginning.
Yeah.
But our All-Star is running is done in the beginning.
Kicks
so
the season off.
It's based off of what kids accomplished last year.
Okay, good. So we'll be looking for big things from you. I know that, like I said, the Bucyrus Invitational is always a big meet, in the entire area, not just for Bucyrus, but for the schools that come in. How many schools you got coming in?
Last I knew we had 16.
Okay.
Because that makes a 16-man bracket.
Okay.
But some of those schools won't have full rosters, so I'm not quite sure if Matt's going to take some extras in just to try and fill or are we going to just take extras from the 16 teams and fill those.
Okay.
Which is what we did last year, which worked well. And we'll probably do that again.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Well, we're going to take one final break here, and then we'll wrap up with some final comments from the coach. Remind you again that we're brought to you by Adam Weisner Associates at Advanced Fiber Technology, Coach Tim Plumley at Mohegan Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation, and Matt Studer at Spitzer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Kia in Mansfield.
So Coach, you know, I can see the enthusiasm in the kids, I can see the enthusiasm in you, that this is gonna be a pretty big year for Bucyrus Wrestling.
Actually, I texted Matt last night because he asked how our scrimmage went. I said, Matt, we're gonna have a heck of a team this year. We're gonna have a heck of a team. I'm super excited. As I asked for a couple things from these kids. I don't ask them to pay for anything. I don't ask them for their time. I ask them for their commitment, and I ask them for their energy. And let me take care of everything else. So if they come every day, they commit to coming, they give us everything they got. Don't worry about anything else. We'll take care of it. You need shoes, we got you. You need jackets, we got you. You need warm-ups, let us take care of it. That's what some of our sponsors have definitely stepped up to the plate and helped us out with, where we don't want our kids to have to go work when they could be at practice. So, you know, I don't want someone to have to pay $100 for warm-ups when, you know, I can go out and I can fundraise and, you know, they can worry about wrestling.
Get it taken care of.
And school. And school.
And grades, because
Well,
you're not eligible, right?
This table's fine.
This table's
This
good.
table's fine.
Okay, good.
So,
Yeah.
but no, we're looking for big things. You know, anything less than an N10, I think the guys at this table would be really disappointed. So
That's good. Great goal, and then like you say, beyond that,
everything else is individual after that.
there you go. Okay. Well, we appreciate you guys coming out. I know you're busy tonight, and good luck in your all-star.
Thank you. Come on out. It's over at Galleon.
Oh, it's at Galleon.
It's at Galleon. Wrestling starts at 6.
Okay. All right. Sounds
So,
good.
And it's free to get in.
Oh wow! Can't beat that.
Donation
Yeah,
only.
yeah.
Donation only.
So, Coach Shane Kokensparger and the Bucyrus Wrestling Program, appreciate you coming out tonight.
All right. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Hey, you.